Hey, what's cracking with it, YouTube? Peace and blessings. This is Buddha with your cup of noodles, where we react to TikTok videos, scary, creepy, conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying? Rap videos, whatever we decide to talk about on that particular day. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. This is like my second video. You know, I've been watching videos, reaction videos for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, let's handle our business. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, comment, and subscribe. Anything you see in these videos are for entertainment purposes only. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? And all I can do is be myself. Tell me what's on your mind. Just be yourself, you feel me? Let's get into the videos. Like, comment, and subscribe, though, for real, real.
Perception of history shattered. But the very first time, you will gain access to never-before-seen classified footage from the heart of the Soviet Union's Antarctic operations. Uncover the top-secret reasons that compelled the Soviets to launch an unprecedented third expedition to the frozen continent in 1947,
Wow.
following their earlier mission in 1936 to 1937. This isn't just a video. It's a journey into a hidden past that will leave you absolutely spellbound. Video on my YouTube channel.
Hey! Ah! Go! There's supposed to be canoe in there too. There's nothing. Sandbox? Are you? Hey, it's coming this way. You better jump on us. Hey! Ah! Woo! Come on, go! 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 I told you it was coming!
Yeah, they think they got away. They might have did, but don't count your chickens yet. You still in the water. That whale for the call his homies, you know what I'm saying, and jump you. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay. Furthermore, you way out there in the ocean somewhere. Ain't nothing you can do anyway. So stop wooing and everything, you know, and get your ass back on land.
If you look at Google Sky and look down on Antarctica, you'll find bases from every major country in the world there. And you'll also find the Rockefeller Foundation base as well. There's an opening next to these research facilities. And this is why I believe they made this treaty, this sharing of information treaty or whatever. You can see it on the Google Sky thing. And when you look at it, like, what's in there? Why are they over here? And why are they so close to this gigantic opening? What's in there? I think the answer is whatever Admiral Byrd came across, or whatever they're coming across, I think it's linked. I think there's a remnant of an ancient civilization in there that possibly is still there, and they're in communication with them. We know that Antarctica was not a frozen tundra. That landmass was on a plate that slipped, and there was something called a pole shift of the crust of the Earth, which shifted it from a more habitable climate into the position it is now. They're finding remnants of an ancient civilization. You can actually go down there.
The top 10 biggest lies we were taught in school. Number 10 is that we only use 10% of our brain, which is bullshit. I know people who probably don't even use 0.5% of their brain. Number 9 is that Rosa Parks was just tired and didn't want to move out of her chair. Now, this was a staged protest, people often forget. she went on there knowing she was going to get arrested. That's what makes it powerful, not just her not wanting to fucking move. Number 8, that when you swallow gum, it stays in your stomach for 7 years. It passes like anything else in your stomach, okay? They just didn't want us chewing gum and then sticking it under the desks. Number 7, chameleons change colors because they're camouflaging themselves. This is bullshit. They're doing it to regulate their body temperature, okay? Number 6, some dumb apple fell on Isaac Newton's head, and that's how he figured out gravity. There was no apple near his head. Number 5, the Salem witches were burned at the stake in Salem. Not a single witch was burned in Salem, okay? There was like 16 or 17 that were hung, and there was one that was crushed by rocks. Number 4, Pluto is no longer a planet. It is a planet, it's just now classified as a dwarf planet, and we've gained 3 other dwarf planets, by the way. Number 3, the Great Wall of China is the only thing we can see from space. Not true. You can see the pyramids of Giza from space. You can also see big bridges and large cities.
Ain't no
Number
space,
2,
bro.
bats are blind. They're not. If you like this list and want more lists about other nonsense, follow me, leave me a comment with the biggest lie you learned in school. Also follow my Instagram and fiance Samantha, who I
Everything.
tagged. Number 1 is that Columbus discovered America.
I think by now, most of us
Yeah.
understand that this is true. That we have been lied to since childhood about literally everything. Like everything that we thought was true, everything we were taught in school, everything we learned growing up, and everything we hear on the news, everything that people believe to be true, is
Quit
just not
lying.
true. It's all a lie. But the
Lie.
question is why, okay? I see people asking this all the time on like conspiracy accounts. People will say, but why? What's the point in trying to lie to us about things? Well, friends, the point is that Satan is the little g god of this world. He is the author of deception. He is the father of lies. So just like God is incapable of telling a lie, Satan is literally incapable of telling the truth. Everything that he does is deceptive, and he has his hand in literally everything in the world, okay? That is why our food is toxic, our water is toxic, our air is toxic. Literally everything in this life makes us sick. And the corporations that are in control
Only
are
in the
all
United
working for
States,
them.
though.
And Satan doesn't care if you're a good person. He doesn't care if you do all of the good things, okay? All that he cares about is that you do not profess to know Jesus as Lord. Otherwise, you do you, boo. Like,
Never do
Satan is
that.
like, sure, do whatever makes you happy. You don't necessarily have to worship Satan to follow him. Like, you can fully worship yourself and put yourself on a pedestal, and you are following Satan. Everything that Satan does to try to deceive us is to distract us from the truth. It's to distract us from the Bible. It's to distract us from the Word of God, because Jesus is the truth. And anything that goes against him or what he teaches is deception. And Satan's main goal is to distract us from the truth.
But I need
I
to
don't
put
give a
this
shit
out
about
there,
none
put
of
this
that.
out there right now. The white Jews that you and I have honored and been taught all these years are God's chosen people is an absolute lie. They are imposters. They are fake. They are descendants of the Romans that rose up into power in between the New Testament and the Old Testament.
Quick thought. I need us.
I don't even know what happened to that.
They've been deleting my videos and all that because apparently someone don't want people to understand what the truth is, right? So I want y'all to understand. something.
Rewind, hold on.
Same people.
But I need to put this out there and put this out there right now. The white Jews that you and I have honored and been taught all these years are God's chosen people is an absolute lie. They are imposters. They are fake. They are descendants of the Romans that rose up into power in between the New Testament and the Old Testament that we as Christians believe was the Dark Ages, but God was speaking. But as they rose to power, they did exactly what Deuteronomy chapter 28 said would be done out of the very mouth of our God, when he said that my people will be taken from a land and stripped of their name, their identity, their culture, and everything about them, and brought to a land where they will be enslaved, and where they will be beat, and where they will fear the terror of their master.
Well, you know, with that being said, whatever. I don't believe in the, I think all that was made up too. You know, like the movie Roots, you know what I'm saying, with Kunta Kinte, and tried to tell the story of the African slave. Bruh, we were already here. That, you know what I'm saying, we're indigenous aborigines. We've been here. The Europeans, Spaniards landed here and found us and put us on some ships or whatever, and try to colonize us. What is it? On some Port Leone in Africa or something. Try to colonize us with the Africans. You know what I'm saying? Don't quote me, but it was something like that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't tripping. I don't be all up on that fake religion shit. You feel me?
Quick thought. I need us. They've been deleting my videos and all that because apparently someone don't want people to understand what the truth is, right? So I want y'all to understand something. The same people who gave you Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, Valentine's Day, they gave you Jesus. It's the same thing. All the made-up stories and the history they have of all the gods and Zeus and all this stuff, that's not true. Everybody's been taught that. If you just go do a little research, you will see that everything that someone taught you was not true. Everything that you believe as a truth is not true. It's somebody else's idea of what things are, and they wanted you to believe the same thing.
People hear the saying, everything that you were taught was a lie, and we hear it and we just like, we don't even care. We care about, the basketball game, going to the club, all of these distractions. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go to work, gotta do all of this shit. And we don't really think about it. When they say everything that we were taught was a lie, that's facts.
For real.
Everything that we were taught was really a lie. There's a purpose in why they told you that you live on a spinning ball that was randomly created because some dust exploded in space. There's a reason they told you that.
Big
all
bang.
of the books that the ancient people that were here before us, they took all of those books and they hid them all because why? They would tell us the truth.
The whole truth. You know, truth about everything. Who was the real black cowboys? The real cowboys. Who invented everything? You know what I mean? They don't want us to know that. You know what I'm saying? But we knowing that, we figured it out. You know what I'm saying?
And it will make us where we can't be enslaved how we are. We're the modern day slaves, going to work, paying taxes. That's all everybody does. That's all everybody focuses on. Go to work and pay your taxes.
Tell me about the time you realized everything you've been taught is a lie. I'll go first. It wasn't in school. It wasn't in the news. It was when I saw entire neighborhoods vanish under foreclosure while banks handed out $1 million bonuses. It was when food companies got caught poisoning people and the fines they paid were less than one day's worth of profit. It was when government told us there wasn't enough money for schools and hospitals, but overnight they found trillions and trillions to fight wars in other countries. That was the day I knew the system was never broken. It was built this way, on purpose. Yep, they built it this way.
On a
The
lie.
shocking part, most people, they think that's normal. Like, this is the normal way of life. But tell me about the time you woke up and you saw the truth. What was the moment that you woke up one day and realized that everything you thought was wrong realize that something's not right. Tell me the time.
Is everything we've been told a lie?
Everything that they ever tell us is bullshit. And one of them is that food pyramid, that dairy is good for the bones and calcium. Literally, milk actually strips the bone of calcium. Look at the sun because it will make us go blind. Sun gazing actually stimulates your pineal gland to open up your third eye so you can move on different dimensions of density. Everything they ever have told us is a lie. They tell us that our heart is a pump. Your heart is not a pump. Your heart is a valve. Your lungs is a pump that pumps the blood to the heart. The heart is a valve mechanism that controls the cardio output of blood. Everything they tell us about everything is a lie. They tell you your hair is just hair. No, our hair is non-ether hair. It is actually an extension of your nervous system. It is used to scan the environment, and it brings all of these different neurotransmitters back to your skin to tell you whether to actually engage in the environment or take fight or flight and run away. That's why you get gut feelings. That's why when you see paranormal activities, the hair on your skin stand up. So everything that they ever told us about ourselves is a lie. But it's cool because they don't know who we are.
For real.
By the way, this video is scripted and for entertainment purposes only. Stay weird.
With our modern construction, 1,000 years after they did this, we should be able to do this with ease, since they did. Without a power tool in sight, we have been lied to about all of this, starting around the year 1800, possibly right before that, where everything in our timeline began. And the old world buildings from the previous civilization are still here for us to see, in every city, with insane narratives to try to fit them into this lie, where we are told that people from 1,000 years ago were less than us, worse off, and we are told that we have all this brand new technology in the last 200 years. Everything is brand new. Every company was created recently, all over the world. Is that not strange to you? And we're told this new technology has never been here before. Planes, trains, cars, phones, computers, internet, and the AI.
But
When
that
it
shit
has,
is on the
and in
wall.
my opinion, it's been here many, many times before.
Did you know that the Bible and the story of Christianity, as well as most major religions, are all just allegory of astrology? And all of this stems from the Hermetic principle, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. See, the ancients used to use astrology like a map, not something that's evil. The 7 main planets that rule this realm transfer their energy from the stars above into you down below. Even way back then, the ancients knew that the planets weren't just floating rocks in space. They are celestial energies that govern the realm that we live in. And what's going on above is showcased through allegory down below. You have the sun, S-U-N, or S-O-N, of God and his 12 disciples. You have the 4 Gospels, or the 4 seasons of the year, telling the story of the Son and his 12 disciples. This story is not a real story. It has way too many contradictions to be taken literally. This is why J.P. Morgan once said that millionaires don't study astrology, billionaires do. Because you have to understand that this energy exists. It's all around you. You either accept that fact and learn about yourself and learn the energies that you're going into, or you don't, you call it heresy and evil, and you get used by those energies. Your choice. If the mainstream propaganda that you've been force-fed your whole entire life has never really sat right with you and your higher self's telling you to do a deep dive into some esoteric knowledge, this book is a great place to start. If you want to check it out, I'll link it down below for you.
You the motherfucking Indians, you got caught with your skin. They lied when they told you in history all the Indians gone. Where they go? Where they go?
We right here, been here, gonna stay here. Ain't going nowhere until the casket drop. You feel me? Let's get that understood. We are the gods. Been the gods, are the gods, and always gonna be the gods. Ha!
Where they go? They said there was 8 billion Indians. Where they go? You really believe they killed 8 billion of us? They just got here. They just got here. They just got here. That's what they telling you. You see, these motherfuckers went back and wrote themselves in our history they got spells of us trying to make us think they been here and shit, because we have forgot, nigga. 500 of their man-made years, nigga. 1492 is when they landed. They didn't take over to 1776. They got you thinking they've been here for forever. They just got here, nigga. You are the Indians. They told you that right in history. Indians, nigga. The Indians that they show you are $5 Indians, nigga, what they call $5 Indians. These are human beings posing as motherfucking Indians, nigga. Getting all the land reservations, all the free land, all the money, nigga. We are the Indians. You looking at them. You looking at them every day, nigga. They didn't kill us. They just renamed us. They enslaved us and renamed us. They didn't bring us across from no motherfucking Africa neither. They got you thinking we all came from Africa to hide the fact that we was everywhere, nigga. We everything. And I'm just keeping it on a third dimensional level, nigga. I ain't gotta take you up into the cosmos and let you know how you created the whole fucking cosmos, nigga. We could just stay right here on the planet with this shit. 8 billion motherfucking Indians, nigga. Where do you think they went? You looking at them, nigga. You looking at them. Black and Latino people, that they like to call us. You're looking at them. They ain't never get rid of us, nigga. They just reclassified us as African Americans and Latino Americans. They just changed the name, nigga. There ain't nothing to change a motherfucking name. You better look at your history. You better look at your history. Look at this. This don't lie. Fuck them titles that them Spanish conquistadors gave our ancestors, nigga. Fuck them titles, nigga. This carbon can't lie. Who can take this sun? That's who us, nigga. Whoever can stand out here and take this sun, you know. Fuck all them titles. See, them titles had you all lost and shit. He believes you. He ain't me. He African. He definitely ain't me. Them ain't us. They Africans, nigga. They Puerto Ricans, nigga. They ain't us, nigga. We black people, nigga. Nigga, them ain't us, nigga. Nigga, that's all us. Latinos, blacks, Africans, Jamaicans, Belize, the whole South America, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga? Them all us, that's us. We all the same people, nigga. Now we rise, nigga. Now we see like, oh shit, down in South America, them is our brothers. Oh shit, them Puerto Ricans, they us. Oh shit, damn, them over there, damn, we deep than a motherfucker. They said we was the minority. Oh, I get it. They took us as the majority and broke us up into 25 different races, nigga. And then called themselves the majority and called us the minority, nigga. They lied when they told you in history all the Indians gone. Where they go?
Honestly, I'm just trying to give y'all a little bit of truth and a little bit of lie. Like I said, I'm dropping breadcrumbs. It's up for you to go on out there and find the truth for yourself. You know? Yeah, I said we was all under this spell, all religion, the legion of lies that was casted upon you, time and time again, to keep you enslaved spiritually under a system that feeds off you like a bunch of vampires. That's why in your church, when you're taking them communion and they saying, drink my blood and eat my flesh. Now what God you really know do that? They really got y'all all manipulated, thinking that this God you worshiping is something that's here to save your soul.
Take your soul.
One baby say, well, mama, then who should we pray to? You know, I say this, that we under the spell because the English language is the most craziest language in the world. You can say one word and it means 4 or 5 different things. So, like the word pray, you say pray and you think you're praying, but something is actually praying on you. And then they say, well, Mama, if Jesus up there hanging on the cross, who was he praying to? Well, don't y'all say that Jesus is God manifested in the flesh? So if God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit is all the same thing, you tell me, who was he praying to? And after a while, he got a little upset because why has thou forsaken me? So somebody talked him into being up there. First of all, I want to know, why does God always sacrificing children? Sacrificing his only begotten son. Baby, would you sacrifice your child for somebody else talking about forgiveness of your sins? You're responsible for your own sins. These babies born into this world, only thing they did was just come out your ass, and the first thing they telling you is your baby born into sin. Then you rush the child on up to the church so that pastor can perform a ritual over your baby. They always after the babies. All of them. Look at that Roman Catholic Church now. All them pedophiles up in there doing that things to them altar boys. All this years, all this time they've been doing the wicked things, and your mama and them, you know about it. You ain't do nothing about it though, because in your eyes, that man represents God. That man don't represent no God. All the shit is a lie. Legion of lies they call religion, and it's a spell. Using through languages and rituals done to you over and over. Now,
That's why, you know what I'm saying, I ain't really indulge myself into religion. I'm spiritual. I got a connection with the Most High. I operate off of vibrations and frequencies. You know what I'm saying? And try to ground myself to the earth. You know what I'm saying? And get this life. You know what I mean? You know, this source, you know, of energy. You know what I'm saying? Energy never dies. That religion, I always wondered that, you know, Jesus, I said this many times, how Jesus praying to his Father when he's supposed to be everything into one, the Trinity, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Don't make no sense. They lied. That, you know, I ain't got nothing against the Bible. It's good. It's a good book. But that's for the people that don't understand that we're all gods. In order to be from God, you got to be of God. And in order to believe in God, which is not even a real name, Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? You got to believe in yourself first, because we're the gods. You feel me?
Everything we have been taught is a lie. One of them is that food pyramid, that dairy is good for the bones and calcium. Literally, milk actually strips the bone of calcium. You know, they tell us don't look at the sun because it will make us go blind. Sun gazing actually stimulates your pineal gland to open up your third eye so you can move on different dimensions of densities. Everything they ever have told us is a lie. They tell us that our heart is a pump. Your heart is not a pump. Your heart is a valve. Your lungs is a pump that pumps the blood to the heart. The heart is a valve mechanism that controls the cardiac output of blood. Everything they tell us about everything is a lie. They tell you your hair is just hair. No, our hair is non-ether hair. It is actually an extension of your nervous system. It is used to scan the environment, and it brings all of these different melanin neurotransmitters back to your skin to tell you whether to actually engage in the environment or take fight or flight and run away. That's why you get gut feelings. That's why when you see paranormal activities, the hair on your skin stand up. So everything that they ever told us about ourselves is a lie. But it's cool because they don't know who we are. So if we study ourselves and we unlock our junk DNA by eating the right foods we're supposed to be eating, we can awaken something called the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records is this infinite, endless library inside of your DNA. Your DNA is literally like a hard drive. It holds trillions and trillions and trillions of information. And you have literally a DNA fragment in each of your cells. Remember, you have 150 trillion cells in your body. Every cell has its own coil of histines and DNA. Each of these DNAs, if you were able to lay it out, it will fill 600 million page books. That's how much information in you, and we not even tapping into 1% of it because of the environment and what we're eating. So if we just start with the food and change our diets into livids, it would allow us to express who we truly are. And once you find out who you are, can't nobody tell you nothing different about you.
No cap.
Crazy video on the Bird app, and what it's showing is a giant wall of ice under Antarctica, and this wall of ice seems to be going to the very bottom of the ocean, but also running underneath the sand. I do wonder why this video is not more public than it should be. You know, you figure they find these giant walls that all of science would know. And by the way, look at the color of this so-called wall of ice. It looks very similar to something that's above our head. And then coming across that video reminded me a ton of Admiral Byrd's expedition to Antarctica. And the footage we have of that, which most people aren't even aware of. The only way you can come across is if you look really heavily into it. But there was like crazy, crazy tall ice that they had to literally do a high jump to get onto. I'm gonna fast forward right now because they literally had hundreds of miles of just a giant wall of ice. I wonder why we're not talking about this.
There's a massive hole in Antarctica. Okay, you can see it on Google Earth and about 30 meters wide. But here's the weird part. Around that hole, there are bases, research stations in each base. It's
from every country. And we can't go there. They definitely hide something. But we really don't know. We always gonna assume. And probably ain't never ever gonna know. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta assume.
named after a different country. Every major nation has a presence there. They're all studying whatever's in that hole. But that's not even the craziest part. About, I'd say, 15 to 30 miles behind that hole, there's a gigantic pyramid. I'm talking massive, way bigger than the ones in Egypt. You can see its complete apex. It's been featured on the History Channel, Ancient Aliens. It's not a secret, it's just there. Now, how did a pyramid get in Antarctica? No sand, no tools, just ice. Well, Antarctica wasn't always frozen. That continent, it shifted. The Earth's crust slipped, moved the landmass all the way to the South Pole during a pole shift, rapid, violent, and here's the scientific proof. As the ice melts thanks to global warming, they're finding animals buried in the ice, perfectly preserved. And when they dissect them, undigested food still in their stomachs, you know what that means? They froze instantly. Exactly, flash frozen. Something catastrophic happened, fast, and nobody's talking about it.
Well, well, well. It looks like that's the end of the video, because I was getting kind of tired right there. Sleepy. You know what I'm saying? I hope we seen some interesting stuff, because I thought it was interesting. You know, some of the stuff I already knew about, some of the stuff I didn't. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment. I want to give a shout out to Gangster the Topic, the podcast on YouTube, and TCI Connor, and the individuals that motivated me to try to do this. No, not try. I am doing it. So these reaction videos. I am Hugh Hefner. I am Hugh Hef, and Signovia Reacts. Signovia Reacts. Yeah, and a few others, but you know, I'm tired. I'm about to head out. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is Buddha 600 with Joe Cup of Noodles. Until next time, peace.